to Breath First Yoga. I'm Jenny. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to do about a 45 minutes or so Vinyasa flow. So find a comfortable seated position where you can see me and for sure hear me. And go ahead, get comfortable. If you want to sit on something, that's fine. We will maybe be using two blocks, so just have those available for you. And you're always welcome to modify whatever you need. So get settled in, close your eyes or gaze, find a spot on the ground to gaze at if you don't want to close your eyes, and let's get started. Begin by starting to shut off all your senses to everything and anything going on around you. Any lists you have in your head, set them aside for the next hour. Be in the here and now. Bring your lens to focus internally. Start to notice your breath. Try not to control it, just observe it. Breathing in and out through your nose. Notice the expansion and contraction of your abdomen, the rise and fall of your chest, the air moving out of your nostrils. Begin to count the length of your inhale, and then exhale for that same count. So if you inhale for 3, then exhale for 3. Or maybe you inhale for 4, and exhale for 4, or 5, or 6, but whatever is comfortable for your breath. Keep your breath even flowing. As you do this, you can picture a continuous circle flowing in and out of the body, letting your inhale go right into your exhale without pausing. Just practice it. It's not going to be perfect. Now we're going to add a step. After you take your inhale on your comfortable count, then hold your breath for that same count, then exhale for that same count. Visualize a triangle as you do this. So example, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Going right into that inhale, in that triangle. And as you add the holds, you may need to shorten your count. Again, we want it comfortable. So maybe you were at 4, maybe it goes to 3. Listen to your body. Last step, we're going to inhale your count, hold your breath, then exhale that same count, and then hold your breath. Picture a square as you do this. And again, if you need to change the count, go ahead and change the count so that it's comfortable for you. Now go ahead and return to your normal breathing. Inhaling and exhaling, whatever feels good to you. You can let go of the holds. And today's focus for class is let go and let God. Right now, there is so much going on in the world and in our daily lives. It can get heavy. It can give us anxiety and stress. Usually when that happens, we immediately try and control things, whether it's work, people, our food, schedules. And it actually leads to more stress and anxiety when things don't go according to our plans. But if we just let go of the control and allow God to guide our steps, trusting He truly knows what's best for us, the stress and anxiety can melt away. So today, as we flow through this practice, I want us to focus on letting go of any expectations of ourselves, our bodies, and what we think or feel we should be able to do or not do. Just be in your body today and enjoy what it can do for you now. Take one more deep inhale and an open mouth exhale, and then begin to open your eyes. Go ahead, sit up straight, bring your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, let them drop back and down, melting away. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, down and back. One more time, inhale your shoulders up. Exhale, down and back. Now go ahead and take your right ear and bring it to your right shoulder, placing your right hand gently on top of your head. Letting your left arm just kind of start to walk its fingertips out, not pulling on your head, but just resting that hand gently for a little extra. Go ahead and release your right hand to the ground and take your left ear to your left shoulder, bringing your left hand on top of your head, walking your fingertips out. Release that left hand to the ground. You can place both hands on your knees. Inhale, lean forward and start to do some rolls with your body. So as you come back, you'll exhale, arching your back like the cat position. Inhale, opening your chest, looking up. Exhale, going back. And we'll go this direction for a few rounds with your inhale and exhale. And then go ahead and go the other direction. come back to center. Inhale your arms out and overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right, letting your left hand fall on your right knee and your right arm goes behind you as you just breathe through this twist. Starting to get our back and side bodies open a little bit more. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, twisting more over that right shoulder. Inhale, bringing your hands back up, coming to center. Exhale, twisting the other direction, right hand to left knee. Keeping your spine long. Inhale, twist. Exhale, really look over that left shoulder. Inhale, arms up, back to center. Exhale, you can plant your hands in front of you and get into a tabletop. So you want your shoulders over your wrists and your hips directly over your knees, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, take a gaze up, open your chest, drop your belly. Exhale, press through your palms, chin to chest, arching your spine up to the sky, into our cat. Inhale, look up in our cow, drop that belly. Exhale, arch your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Now go ahead and come to your neutral tabletop. Widen your knees and bring your toes together. And sit back onto your feet with your hips, or as close as they can get. Walk your hands out into our child's pose. Bringing your forehead to the mat. And just opening up, feeling that stretch through your back and your side bodies. Inhale, walk your hands to the right and place your left hand on the ground and your right hand on top of it and interlace your fingers. And then really use that right hand to press into your left as you pull your sit bones back on the left side, so you really are getting deeper into that left side body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, sit deep into that left hip. And then release your hands. Walk them back through center, over to the left, placing that right hand on the ground, putting your left hand on top of it, interlacing your fingers, and using that left hand to really ground your right hand down as you feel that side body stretch on the right. Inhale your hands, walk them back to center. Lift your hips, curl your toes under, and lift your hips up and back behind you into our downward dog, our first one of the day. Really bend your knees. Go ahead and spread your feet a little wider if your hamstrings are tight. But just start to pedal your feet out. Open up your ankles, roll them out a little bit, and get some movement in your body. Allowing your spine to be long and your head to hang, loosening your neck and your jaw. Take a nice big inhale, and then on your exhale, tiptoe your feet to the top of your mat. Your feet can be shoulder width apart, and just start to hang, rocking side to side. Maybe you want to grab your elbows, or maybe you don't, letting your head be loose. Opening your body up. Inhale, let go of your elbows if you have them. And we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, very slowly, stacking on top of the other And then bring your shoulders up and melt them back down. Hands face the front of the room. We're in our mountain pose. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Interlace your hands and reach to the sky. On an exhale, bend to the right as your hands are overhead. Inhale, come back up. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, go to the left with your hands, really lengthening. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands to the mat, bending your knees. Inhale, look up, hands come to shins, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your knees, or plant your hands, bend your knees, step back into your high plank. So your shoulders are over your wrists and your toes are tucked under. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale and lower all the way down to the mat, sliding your elbows along your ribs. Uncurl your toes so the tops of your feet pressed into the mat. And then go ahead and push up gently with your hands into our baby cobra, opening our chest to the ceiling. Exhale, come down, curl your toes under, pushing back through your knees into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet out. Just starting to get some movement in our bodies here and getting a little bit warm. Inhale, bend your knees, come up to your toes, and step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shin. Exhale, forward fold. Hands are all the way down on the ground. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands out and overhead. And then exhale, coming right back down, bending your knees, planting your hands, stepping your feet back into a high plank. Taking an inhale, engaging your core. Exhale, lower halfway. So your elbows are right along your ribs. And then inhale, bringing your hips to your wrists, arms straight into our up dog. Exhale, lifting our hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Walk your feet out. Inhale, gaze between your hands. Exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, sink your hips down as you bring your hands up and overhead. So we're going to come into our chair pose. Your knees should be over your toes or a little behind. And you want your pelvis tilted under so you don't have a big arch in your back. Your arms can be up along your ears, or you can bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, hands to heart center, coming through down to the ground, planting, stepping your feet back into high plank. Take an inhale, engage your core. Exhale, lower half or all of the way. Inhale into your up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. All right, inhale your arms up and overhead into our high lunge, high crescent lunge. You want your feet on parallel tracks and your hips to face the front wall. A deep bend in that right knee as you try and straighten your back leg. Take a nice inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Bring your arms down and pivot your back foot down so it's parallel to the side, the short side of the mat. Inhale your arms straight out and take a nice inhale and reach forward and drop your hand to your shin. Your left arm comes up overhead into triangle. If you want, you can always go to the ground inside your ankle. You can grab a block, put the block inside your ankle. And really engage that side body so it's not crushed over but it's elongated, and reach for that ceiling. Inhale, arms come up, bend your front knee into warrior two. Look over that right hand. You want your feet in that heel to arch alignment. Thinking of having a string coming out of your head, pulling you up in the middle. Take a nice inhale and lengthen. Exhale, drop your left hand back, right arm comes up into our peaceful warrior, keeping that bend in that front knee. Exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot, stepping your right foot back into your high plank. Take an inhale, exhale, lower half or all the way. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, curling your toes under into your downward facing dog. Lock it out. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, stepping your left foot between your hands. Inhale your arms out and up overhead, coming into our crescent lunge. Again, feet are in railroad tracks. Hips are facing forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Drop your right foot so that it's parallel to the short end. And then turn your hips to the side while lower your hands so they're over your legs. And reach to the front of the room with your left hand and let it drop to your shin as you raise your right hand to the ceiling. Into our triangle pose. Taking whatever modification you may have taken on the other side, if you want to add a block. And getting deeper doesn't necessarily mean it's better. You actually really want to work on engaging those side muscles of your core and really strengthening your legs. So engaging your muscles in your legs as you gaze up to your hand or straight across, straight out of your room or even down at the ground if it hurts your neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your front knee as you bring your arms straight out and over, gazing over that left arm into our warrior two. Feet heel to arch alignment. Breathing in, letting go of any ideals we have of what we should be doing today. Giving it to God, letting Him lead and guide us. Inhale, bringing our right arm down as we lift our left arm to the sky into our peaceful warrior. Exhale, bringing your hands to frame your front foot, stepping back into your high plank pose. You can flow through your chaturanga to up dog, or you can meet us in down dog. Coming into your back bend, curl your toes under into downward facing dog. And walk it out. All right, take an inhale and look between your hands. Exhale, hop or step to the front of your mat, bringing your feet to touch. And as you come up, bring arms overhead and sit down with your hips. So we're coming into our chair pose. We're gonna sit down, bring your hands to heart center, and really try and put the weight in your heels, lifting your toes, maybe even just in your mind, lifting your toes. Take an inhale, and then exhale, take your right elbow outside your left knee as you twist to the right or the left. Working slowly to get that prayer in the center of your chest. Your gaze can be in the back corner of the room or straight ahead, whatever feels good to you. Now, as we're in this, we're going to take our right leg. So put your weight in your left and step your right foot all the way back. So you're going to be in a high lunge in a prayer twist. And hold. Beautiful. Inhale, release your twist. Straighten your front leg. Arms come out and overhead as you're up on the toes of your back foot. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left and bring our arms out wide. And then we're going to inhale and straighten our front leg, coming up, arms overhead, facing the front. Exhale, twist to the side. Inhale, arms come up overhead, straighten that leg. Exhale, twist, and turn to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, framing your foot, stepping into high plank. And you can flow through or meet us in down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Feet together. Sink your hips down. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead into our chair pose. Hands come to heart center. Take your left elbow and on an exhale, twist your left elbow outside your right knee. Inhale, put all that weight into that right foot, and then lift your left foot, stepping back into your high lunge with a twist, trying not to fall. Beautiful. Inhale, untwist, straighten that front leg, arms come out and overhead. Inhale, exhale, bring your right arm back, twist to the right as you lower or as you bend your front knee. Inhale, straighten your leg, arms overhead. Exhale, twist as you bend your front knee. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, plant your hands to frame your foot. Step back into our high plank. Again, you can flow through or meet us in downward facing dog. All right. On an inhale, come into your high plank and then walk down onto your forearms. Your shoulders should be under, or your elbows should be under your shoulders. Your fingertips are pointing to the front of your mat, and we're in our high plank. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale, lift your hips like a downward facing dog. You might want to walk your feet in a little bit, and we're in dolphin. And hold. And then inhale, coming back to plank. Exhale, hips up into dolphin. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, hips up into dolphin. Inhale, coming into plank. Exhale, hips up into dolphin. Inhale, come into your plank on your forearm. Take your right arm and turn it so it's parallel to the top of your mat. And we're going to go into our side plank with our forearm. So raise your left arm up to the ceiling. If you want to lift your left leg, you can. Exhale, coming back down to our forearm plank, rotating, putting that left forearm parallel to the top of the mat, turning onto our side of our left foot, and raising our right arm up. Again, if you want to lift your right leg, you can. Bring it back down, come back to our forearm plank. Go ahead and come to your knees. Take a little break. If you want to reach your hands out in front of you, go for it. We're gonna go ahead and come to our butts with our legs long. Once you're shaking your arms out, got those core and shoulders fired up. So our legs will be straight out in front of us. Move, pull those lovely glutes out of the way so you're on your sit bones. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Flex your feet so you're really pushing your calves into the mat. Take an inhale and then exhale and fold forward over your legs. If you can reach your feet, wonderful. Maybe your ankles or your shins. Try and keep your back straight as you bend forward. And then when you get to where you feel those good, go ahead and release your head and neck down and just round over. Inhale, come back up. Take your right leg, slide it all the way in, and then drop your right knee to the mat so your foot is alongside your shin. Inhale, your arms up and over your head. Turn your chest so it's square to your left foot. Exhale as you fold over that left leg into our Jani Shirshasana. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Take your right foot and plant it on the ground as close as you can. Bring it to your sit bone of that right butt cheek. Your right sit bone will probably be off the ground. Take your left hand, plant it outside that left hip. Raise your right hand up to the sky and then fold forward as much as you can to get your right shoulder in front of, on the inside of your right knee. Then take your thumb, flip it down, so thumbs down, and then bring your arm around your knee and try and wrap it around your leg. And then take your left hand and see if you can clasp behind you. Take an inhale, open your chest, exhale, fold forward over that left leg. Beautiful. Inhale, go ahead and release your clasp. Sit back up, bring your right foot back out to meet your left. Shake out your legs. And then take that left foot and slide it all the way in. Once it comes all the way up, drop your knee to the left, letting your foot go alongside your inner thigh. Turning your shoulders so they're over your right foot. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale and fold forward over that right foot, keeping your back straight until you're as far as you can go today. And then drop your head and neck, rounding your spine. Inhale, rise back up. Bring that left foot flat on the ground. Sliding it as far as you can into that left sit bone. Taking your right hand, placing it outside your right hip, a little behind you. Lifting your left hand up in the air, reaching forward as far as you can, shoulder inside your knee, flipping to the thumb down, and then go ahead and wrap that left arm outside your knee, interlacing with that right hand behind you. Inhale, open your chest, exhale, forward fold over that right foot or that right leg. This is our Marichyasana. Inhale, sit back up. Exhale, bring your feet out in front of you. Shake them out. And then grab one block on your way down. And we're gonna slowly lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, bring both your feet to plant on the mat so your heels are a couple inches below your glutes. You want to kind of be able to lightly tap your heels with your hands if they're alongside your body. And we're going to take our right ankle and place it over our left knee. And then take your hands and slide them through your legs, grasping behind your left thigh or your left shin and pulling it in, flexing both of your feet into our supine pigeon. Inhale, drop your left foot back down to the ground. Slide your right leg all the way across so your knees are lined up. And then go ahead and let your knees drop to the left in the bind. As you twist and look out over your right hand, you can lengthen both your arms out. Just have a nice deep spinal twist. Inhale, standing back up on your left foot, placing your right foot on the ground, and then take your left ankle, put it across your right knee, taking your hands and grasping behind your right thigh or shin, pulling your feet in a flexed position into our supine pigeon. Release your leg and slide your left knee all the way on top of your right knee. Arms out wide, plant your right foot on the ground and let your knees fall to the right as you gaze over your left arm, getting that deeper twist. Inhale your knees back, or your legs back, plant both your feet. Grab your block, put that between your knees. Place your hands on the mat, long next to your body. On an inhale, start to lift your hips high to the sky as you squeeze that block together. And as we sit here for a little bit, think about all the things that we try to control in our lives. And we try and have all these plans of exactly what we want. And then think about letting our control go and giving any of that stress and anxiety of our control to God. So that it's not our decision or on our plate, but it's off of us on Him. And then allow ourselves to be at peace with that and enjoy what He brings to us
Finding the joy in the new things that come every day from Him. As you lift your glutes, pressing through the heels of your feet, squeezing that block. One more deep inhale. Exhale, lower one vertebrae at a time, all the way back down onto the mat. And go ahead and take your block, lift your hips back up and put that block under your sacrum or your lower back, your low spine. And if you want it totally flat, you can do that. Or you can rotate it up on the long side so it's a little bit higher. And then walk your feet all the way down your mat so they're straight. And then take your right knee and pull it into you. So you start to feel that right hip flexor really open, left hip flexor really open as you pull your right knee into you. Go ahead, exhale, release your knee, let your right leg go long. Push that right heel into the mat, pull your left knee into you, and pull that in as you feel your right hip flexor open. Lengthen your left leg long. If you want to leave the block at this height, you can. Otherwise, you can lower it so it's on the very flat edge, the wide part of it. And we're just going to walk our feet in, and then we're going to lift our knees up and extend our feet straight up to the ceiling. So our hips are in the air and our feet are straight up like you're standing on the ceiling, engaging your legs, flexing your toes. Slowly start to bring your feet over your head. As you press with your hands, your block will kind of slide away. You can move your block to the side and leave your feet up. Your knees start to fall around your face. We're in our plow position. And just let your feet fall. Your hands can either be on the mat or supporting your low back. As your feet are over your head, knees along your head. Inhale and then exhale. Bring your hands to your low back as you start to roll back down the mat. Hands come behind your thighs. There we go. And just start to rock and roll a little bit on your back, grabbing under your knees. Plant your feet on the ground. Laying back on our backs, bringing our knees in, grabbing both of them with our hands, and then taking our hands inside our legs, grabbing our ankles or the outside edges of our feet as we bring our feet up to the ceiling and just rocking back and forth in our happy baby. If you want to straighten one leg or both of them, go ahead, whatever feels good. Really focused on pulling your knees to your armpits or beyond. And release your knees or release your feet. Let your arms fall down. Your legs can go down to the mat as we lie in our Shavasana. Take a big inhale and open mouth exhale. Another deep inhale, open mouth exhale. Thank your body for what you did today without judgment, just being grateful that we can do this and that we got to come to our mat today and give this to ourselves.
Go ahead and start moving your fingertips and your toes, rolling your head from side to side slowly. Rolling on to either side. Maybe you rest your hand on one of your arms, and then slowly pressing yourself up into a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center, closing your eyes. As you go into the rest of the week, anytime you feel anxiety or stress start to creep in, just remind yourself, let go and let God. He really does amazing things for us, and we can help him by being open to allowing him to do those for us. Exhale, gently fold forward, releasing anything that no longer serves you. And inhale, coming back to sitting, bringing with you what you want for the rest of the week. Namaste. Thank you for joining.